video and be in compliance. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Audrey. This is a first reading of our ordinance B 2022-10, which is a zoning map amendment for 1112 South Elm Grove Avenue.
Good afternoon, I guess it is now. Of course, you all recall at our last meeting, we took up the zoning matter that the Planning Commission had denied and unanimously voted to overturn their decision. And what's a little unclear, we're required to take final action on any zoning matters like that, whether it's to reverse them or to do something different within 90 days. And so the question that Jan and I had was our final action the vote, or was the ordinance what needed to be the final action? And so out of an abundance of caution, I felt like the ordinance that we needed to adopt to, we lost Councilman Domes.
Okay, yes, we just need to pause the meeting until he returns to
Yeah.
us.
There he is.
All right.
Get him all the way back on. Okay, Councilman Dones, we've got you back. So as I was saying, we needed to take final action within 90 days of the Planning Commission's decision. The 90-day period would run on Monday, whatever Monday is, 25th, I think. So just to be cautious and make sure that we followed everything to a T, we wanted to go ahead and adopt the ordinance this week so that we would be within those 90 days, just to ensure whether the ordinance was final action or our vote, it would all be done within the 90 days. So that being said, we have an ordinance that Gary and I have prepared that reflects that zoning change. So Mayor, I think unless the council has any further questions about that, I'm not sure if they've had a lot of time to review it, but I think we would just need someone to introduce B 2210.
Okay, thank you, Audrey. Can I have a council member introduce this ordinance for the first reading?
If I may, Mayor, I would like to introduce ordinance B 2222-10, the zoning map amendment, and have our city attorney to read what needs to be read.
Thank you. Ordinance B 2022-10, zoning map amendment. An ordinance amending and adopting as amended the zoning map entitled Zoning Map Cities of Bardstown, Bloomfield, Fairfield, New Haven, and Nelson County, Kentucky, by changing the district classification of property located in Bardstown, as hereinafter described from P1 Professional Office District to be rezoned as B3 Regional Retail Business District. Whereas the Joint City County Planning Commission of Nelson County, Kentucky on April 26, 2022 held a public hearing and meeting under the provisions of KRS Chapter 100. And after careful consideration, the commission denied the zoning map amendment request with a vote of 7-2. The applicant timely requested that the City Council of Bardstown take final action pursuant to KRS 100-211. And whereas at the City Council meeting on July 12, 2022, Councilman Dones made a motion to overturn the Planning Commission's denial recommendation and to approve the requested P1 to B3 rezoning. And Councilman Buckman seconded the motion and a unanimous vote followed. Said motion was based on the following findings of fact. 1, the property has been continuously used for commercial use since the 1940s. 2, the property was rezoned to P1 to eliminate the limitations of the non-conforming status and to allow the property to again be used for commercial use. 3, the requested B3 zoning is generally in agreement with the comprehensive plan as the property has been continually used for non-residential use since the 1940s and is within an existing developed area characterized by commercial and residential uses. 4, due to the property and building size, any non-residential use will be limited and will not be more intensive than previously allowed non-residential use. And whereas the City Council of Bardstown reviewed the application at the meeting, and we could strike that part, Gary. Sorry, you all, we had amended this right before. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Bardstown, Kentucky does hereby ordain Section 1, boundaries of the district as shown on the district map, entitled zoning map cities of Bardstown, Bloomfield, Fairfield, New Haven, and Nelson County, Kentucky. B, and the same are hereby amended for the reasons adopted and stated in the city council meeting held on July 12th, 2022, all of which is made a part hereof as it fully set out therein, so that the following described property at 112 South Elm Grove Avenue is presently P1 Professional Office District B, and the same is placed as B3 Regional Retail Business District, and said property is described as follows in the legal description set forth there. Section 2, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect following publication as required by law. Section 3, all ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. So I guess, Mayor, we would strike that last whereas, and so if we, I guess, would have read it as amended there.
Okay. And do we want to then, since we have amended this, would we want to go ahead and vote on what you just read with that change?
Yes, and then that way, when we read it tomorrow, it'll be a second reading of that same
Right.
ordinance.
Okay. Then if I could, I'd ask for a motion to approve the ordinance B 2022-10 with the change as read by our city attorney.
I'll make a
Then council-
motion.
We can't hear you, Councilman Domes. I can see you're saying something, but we're not hearing you.
Well, I'll make that motion. You can hear me.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Shekels. Is there a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Buckman. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. And since this is a first reading, do we have to do it individually?
Voice vote is fine, or a show of hands as it may be.
All right, this, show of hands, and all in favor, say aye. And,
Aye.
Aye.
oh, there's Coach
Aye.
Rose with us. All right, any opposed? All right, this motion is carried. We will convene tomorrow for the second reading and final reading of this ordinance. I appreciate your all's time today. That's all we have is a special call meeting. That was the only agenda item. So I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Mayor, I'd like to make that motion and add
So
real
moved.
quick that Councilman Hibbs texted and said he was having difficulty logging on, so that's why he's not on today.
Okay, well, we've got 5 of you, Coach Rowe and you were on as well. So thank you all. So Coach Rowe has made, Betty has made the motion. Coach Rowe, I think, has made the second on it for adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Is the meeting the same
Aye.
time tomorrow?
Yes, noon.
Okay. I'll
Thank
be
you
at
all.
a conference, but I think that's at lunchtime, so I may be able to make it.
Yeah, you might need you, so please do.
All right.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks,
Same
everybody.
Thank you all.
Same Zoom.
Thank
same
you.
Zoom.
Thank you.